Opportunity factors such as having a lack of time mean that some people might not have time to train because they have children to look after and they have a full-time job. Also, lack of ability means that some people might not be good enough to make a team, say if it's a Sunday league team or a higher standard. Also, a lack of health, so if you have asthma, it can make participation difficult because football is such a highly intense game. You may struggle to carry on playing at that level you want to play. Finally, in the esteem factors, the lack of body image might mean that overweight people might not want to play football, so they feel uncomfortable with getting changed in front of other people. Also, a lack of stereotypes, so women might not want to play football because they believe that it might affect their pregnancy and maternal issues, even though that is not true. There are many initiatives to raise participation in football, so the Just Play initiative basically breaks down opportunity, provision and esteem barriers, so anyone can play at any time for free as there's no financial attachments. And the money goes, Football Futures provides bursaries for coaches, work experience for young children, opportunity to referee, and also provides kit for clubs, so the money from the FA has been put back into grassroots football. Finally, in terms of the Golden Triangle, in terms of sport and sponsorship, athletes can be sponsored by companies such as Nike, where they get free kit. So Cristiano Ronaldo is a big one, sponsored by Nike, gets free kit, but also gives a brand a good name because that celebrity is endorsing their products. I mean, they can get celebrities endorsing their products, meaning more people are going to want to buy that product because of the celebrity that is endorsing it. In terms of sport and the media, Sky and the Premier League have made a £5 billion deal for Sky to show Premier League games. This money goes from the FA back into grassroots football, providing kits for schools, money for pitches, and schemes such as Football Futures and Just Play. The media can create positive role models such as Wayne Rooney, which can inspire young children to play football, but it can also provide negative ones such as Adam Johnson, which is really relevant at the moment, because if you see your favourite football player doing that, you might deem it to be acceptable when it's actually not. It can also lead to adaptive rules of the game, such as goal line technology, which has been introduced this season, which is for the better of the game, but has only become about because of social media. And it can also cause a couch potato effect, because when the World Cup's on, for example, more people want to be watching the World Cup than playing football, so it can actually decrease participation at times. In terms of media and sponsorship, the sponsors get airtimes in games, so like Nike, they get advertised on the boards or outside the stadium at half time, which gives more people are seeing their adverts, but then the media are gaining more money from those sponsors paying for those adverts. So it's a win-win situation for both of them. The media gain lots of money and the sponsors gain lots of airtime and lots of people see them. Finally, the media can create stereotypes for football. So women's football is only on once a year for the FA Cup final or the World Cup when it's on, which is every 4 years, which portrays a stereotype that it's a man's sport. And also sexist commentators such as Andy Gray again reiterate the fact that people who work inside of football may think that football is a man's sport. So, but even though they're punished for it, it has still happened.